Welcome back to the Everything After podcast. I'm your host, Rob, and we're all just incredibly lucky to have in the studio with us Dave Hill, comedian, writer, radio host, podcaster, now a comic book writer, and of course, a rock star guitarist and band frontman who will be performing at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame this week in his hometown of Cleveland. Dave, I think I could spend the rest of this podcast just listing out all of the things that you've done and that you're known for, but I have to say, I like how you put it yourself, Dave from before and Dave from showbiz. You've definitely
Okay.
drop kicked the face of showbiz, and I fear it will never be the same. How do you do it all? Thanks for being on the podcast, by the way.
Oh, thanks for having me. How do I do? I don't what the stuff that I do?
Yeah, all the stuff you do, man. You're like in everything.
Oh, I don't know. I just kind of just do what I like to do and don't really think. Probably to a fault. I don't think about it too much. I just kind of do what I feel like doing, and that's kind of how my life is. I'd probably be better off if I just focused on one thing, you know.
I don't know, man. You got range, that's for sure. I have to admit, for all the things that you're legitimately famous for, my wife knows you as the mix it with your hands guy.
Oh,
Those are the social media videos I'm always showing her.
oh,
But
thank you.
from your food tutorials on social media, I can't believe that you also don't have a Food Network show of your own by now. So, I mean,
Oh,
is that in the works? I mix it with your
from your
hands with
lips to
Dave Hill.
God's ears. That's what yeah, I would love it. That'd be amazing. Food Network, I think their studios might be like right near my house in New York, my apartment in New York. So that'd be, amazing. Oh, hey, it's Dave from before. Today I'm going to show you how to make fucking cereal. Did you know cereal was invented over 40 years ago? Only now it's a whole lot more safer to eat because it no longer bursts into flames while you're eating it. Anyway, first get a bowl. I got this one from my house. Then get some cereal. I like to mix two different kinds of cereals in my breakfast because I'm not afraid to die. Today I'm choosing Honey Nut Cheerios because I got so fucking much of it. And also granola, which is mostly made up of dirt and other stuff you can find out in your driveway. Pour in some fucking Cheerios. Then add some fucking granola. Mix it together with your hands. Then add milk. I like to use almond milk because I'm nuts. Mix it some more with your hands. Then just eat some fucking cereal. Oh, cereal.
Yeah. I'd like to see that. I think that'd be great. How did you come up with that, by the way? Tell a little story of your food tutorials. You've done some interesting food history, and where do you come up with
I
this
don't
stuff?
just I think anything I do is really the origin of it is just to entertain myself completely. Like I just kind of do what I wanted to. I don't know. Kind of like the same answer as before. I just kind of like entertain myself and do what is funny to me and whatever and that's about it. And that's so in all those cases, with the food videos, I think in most cases it's probably just what I was eating at the time anyway. Like same with the videos. I mean, any of the food stuff is almost always just what I happen to be eating or making at that moment in my apartment. And then, same with like the videos like on the street. I'm, just walking around. It's just what I'm just going about my day. And same with, cone kicking and bike videos. Like I'm genuinely just out, usually going for a run or riding my bike, and I'm like, oh, I'll just be an idiot while I'm at it. So it's kind of my whole operation is just me.
I legitimately think you're one of the funniest people on the planet right now.
Oh, thank you.
I think it was maybe like Chris Farley, Norm Macdonald, you. Is that
It,
should I be suspicious of that? I mean,
that's good. I think stop right there. That's a good. I'm in good company. You know.
yeah.
Hopefully, I'll I just wish I had their money. I didn't even care about the fame.
So,
Just
like I
money.
mentioned, you're from Cleveland, and you're going to be back in Cleveland this weekend, which of course has just had the party of all parties to celebrate another homegrown hero, Superman. Now that I think about
Oh
it,
yeah.
I've never seen the two of you in the same place before.
This is you raise a good point. You raise a good point. Yeah, I haven't seen that movie yet, but I heard it's got some great Cleveland shots in it.
Yeah, man, you got to see it. It's great stuff.
Yeah, I heard it's good.
So, maybe that's a good segue into you're doing some comic book stuff now. I saw that you have a comic book series that's out.
Yeah, my first ever comic book series. The third issue just came out. It's called Dark Regards, and it's based on um like years ago, just like 20 years ago. It's crazy. Um, just for fun, like I was getting into Norwegian black metal, and just for fun, I ended up finding this website that had like information on all these bands, and it had like a contact sheet with, or page with all the email addresses for all these different bands, and I just, for I don't know what why, again, I think just to entertain myself, because I really didn't expect anyone else to ever see it. I just started emailing them one by one, and you know telling them pretending I was this kid from Indiana named Lance who had a band called Witch Taint, and I would just tell them, I was like, that I thought their band was a bunch of pussies. Um, and I just did it, and like most of them told me to, just wrote back like, "Oh, fuck you," but I accidentally actually emailed the label of one of these bands, and then that ended up being this like ongoing thing that went on for like 6 months, and I made a demo with my friend John Kimbrough, and like all these people got mad and want to kill me and stuff. And anyway, so the comic book is based on all that, kind of a true. But yeah, so I just did that, and then now all these years later, it's it's a comic book, which is I'm really excited about it, because I did like one of the drawing. I drew one of the covers, uh, like a variant cover, but I didn't draw much, and I drew like one other like panel in one of them, but the art is by this guy Artyom Topolin, a Russian artist, and he's amazing. And but it's cool because I used to be really into comic books and wanted to be a comic book writer at one point, and then just kind of got sidetracked with everything else that I do. So it's cool to come like full circle, and then have it. It'll be out as a graphic novel next year, which is cool. So I'm excited to see that too.
That's really great. What a like. I mean, now that you've got this going on, like it's sort of come full circle, like you said. Like, what else? What else that you do could become a comic book at this point?
Oh gosh, I don't know. I mean, who knows? It's got me thinking. I mean, I would like to write more comic books after this. It was a fun process, and I learned a lot. Um, just, because I kind of adapted it from, I'd written out this story, and so then I was like, how does this work as a comic book? And you quickly realize like, oh, like what parts of your story matter, because comic book you have, you know, only so many pages and panels. You can't. So my original like kind of sketch of the story was like way more like meandering, and you quickly realize like, oh, like there's so much stuff I don't need in this story. So it was cool in that way. Like helped me like really hone my writing and storytelling. So hopefully some of it sticks. Whatever the next thing is, I'll do a good job of it.
Yeah, yeah. I think Cone Kicker might be a good Marvel or DC superhero. You think?
Oh yeah, I
Maybe
mean,
you could do a
it's
crossover.
funny you mention, because basically, yeah, the cone kicking is really emblematic of sticking it to the man. rejecting societal norms and all that. So, which is
Yeah.
my life in a nutshell, I guess.
We got more than our share of orange cones for you to kick in Cleveland, so
Oh, I know.
better watch out.
Hmm.
So, being back in Cleveland, is there any place that, I mean, we're based in Cleveland, so is there any place around town that you feel like you always have to check in on when you're back in your hometown?
Yeah, I mean, I kind of fail at getting to a lot of the places I would like to go because I grew up in University Heights, but like my dad lives, my sister lives here and my dad lives here, and my girlfriend's family is from northeastern Ohio, and but I mostly spend time in like all these cities that really I was not too familiar with, like growing up, and when I lived here. So, and I used to always like try to get to my favorite Mexican restaurant, Luchitas on 117th. I was really bummed when they closed. Um, Trying to think of where, but yeah, I've been like, I don't know. I try to like get, into go to Coventry and things like that, and Little Italy, and the places I used to get to when that I would go to regularly when I growing up and living here and stuff. But I'm also like having fun discovering cool stuff out in other areas that I'm not familiar with, new gems. There's Nina's in Painesville, this bar I really like. It's been there for a long time. So I get out there. I'm not really giving you good answers. I don't know. I try to, I don't know, go get some dim sum at Bologna, and what else? I don't know. Yeah, just try to stuff my face basically.
Are you familiar with Happy Dog?
Oh, completely. Yeah, my friends Sean Kilbane and Sean Watterson opened it originally. But yeah, I haven't been there in a long time. But yeah, I'm definitely familiar. My first book, Tasteful Nudes, I did a reading there at Happy Dog. Yeah, the one on the west side. Also, I stopped eating hot dogs, so it's really screwing me up. Well, I used to, I still love hot dogs. I just stopped eating them, but I mean, I used to love to go to the Hot Dog Inn on Lorraine. That was my that was my spot, but then they closed down. It's a bummer.
So, what are we in for with the Rock Hall show they've got? Can you give us a little bit of a preview of what you're planning to do?
And hopefully it'll be fun. Well, it's me and my friends and Falling Stars, and then but my shows now are like really, there's a bit of stand up and storytelling, and then I have a lot of music in my show, more and more in the last couple years, especially to where, I usually have, and I'll have this Saturday, the drummer and bass player from Falling Stars are gonna sit in with me, and so I'll tell jokes, stories, rip guitar solos, dance around, point at stuff, give the finger to a couple people. Um, so yeah, it's gonna be a fun time. So I'm excited. I hope people come out. I'm nervous because I've been doing like the Grog Shop a lot, and I did the Winchester, and those shows have all had great crowds. So I've no, hopefully people will come on out, or I'll freak out, be really irritated.
Yeah,
Good.
so we don't limit it, but we often about music on this show. I talk to some bands and musicians and stuff. So, I mean, you have music in your show. You've been in bands. I know Witch Dane is kind of a fictional band, but you've been in some other bands, Painted Doll, Valley Lodge.
Yeah.
Your song "Go" is the theme song for HBO's Last Week Tonight with John Oliver, which is awesome. and you've
Yep.
been pretty successful also as a solo artist. You've even been off Broadway with some stuff, which is I think is really cool. What do you consider your
Thank
greatest hits?
My greatest hit, like with what and anything I've done
And yeah, I mean,
or music.
define that any way you'd like. But if you were to put together a greatest hits album or tribute of some sort to Dave Hill at this point, what would it be?
Hmm, that's a hard one. Um, I mean, not hard because I'm having a hard time choosing of the many amazing things, but more just like I don't know, because whatever the next thing is, I guess, is what I'm most excited about. Though I don't know, there's a lot. I'm psyched that um, I don't know. I mean, you know, my answer sort of changes all the time, but I think things that stick out to me are just not to be like corny or too overly sincere or whatever, but uh, I like that, my career has taken me all over the world, and it's given me like opportunities to uh just do, like I performed in prisons. I did a couple shows at Sing Sing prison, up in New York State, and I played guitar in a Mexican prison, just ripping solos, and I like that. Um, the stuff that I would do for fun takes me to unexpected places, I guess. Um, so that, and I don't know, the John Oliver thing is cool, but I'm always kind of bittersweet because I'm like, oh, I wish I had 10 other songs that people know, but I'll take one. Um, and and I think I'm just psyched that I've been able to, meet and collaborate with so many of my heroes. Um, the people that made me want to do the things that I do. Like I've, you know, I've met and done things with so many of them. So uh, that kind of blows my mind that the people that I was a fan of when I was, you know, teenager, or that would, that they would even know I exist is amazing to me.
Yeah,
So,
talk a little bit about that. I mean, you've definitely brushed shoulders with some giants in the world of comedy and really film and literature, everything really. So, what was that list like of heroes that you had as a kid growing up? The people who influenced you, and any stories about meeting those? They always say don't meet your heroes, right? But like, you had good experience with that, mostly, or any
yeah,
bad
I mean, I
experience
can't
with that?
really think of any of my heroes that I've met that I was like, oh, that wasn't good. Like I've definitely met, not even, I would say the list of people that I've met where I was like, oh, that guy's a jerk or whatever is very, very short. And not even anything like, uh, I'll even say, like, without naming names, I'll hear stories about people that are jerks supposedly, and then I was like, I don't know, they met him. I met him, they were really nice when I met him. So, but I don't know, like, I I've done like people that, some of my favorite people from, when I was growing up, like Chris Elliott and Bobcat Goldthwait and Dick Cavett and stuff, and Kids in the Hall, and even now, like Bill Murray, I've been touring with him and his band, and just I'm just, and I don't know, I've spent time with three of the guy Monty Python guys, and so just that kind of stuff amazes me. I'm just like, and I definitely get really nervous, you know. But all those people that I mentioned are all insanely nice, so all really good experiences, and to be able to collaborate uh, with some of those people is amazing, and just or even to even just be on a show with them, Um, just like, Bobcat Goldthwait was the first comedian I ever saw live. His first show I ever went to, and probably, you know, in the 80s, I think. And just to have done shows with him and different stuff, like that's been always pretty amazing. And just, I don't know. And then, I've been probably most doing shows with Bill Murray and his Blood Brothers. Uh, that's so fun, and I'm definitely like trying not to say anything stupid.
Have you slipped up and said anything stupid to Bill Murray?
Not that I know of, but I guess you would know better than I would know. But uh, no, I think I just try to. I mean, it's interesting, touring with him. Like, when I toured with Tenacious D a couple times, and those guys are the greatest. Um, it's interesting, kind of watching people. It's fascinating to watch, someone like Jack Black or Bill Murray be in the world where you're like, oh, everywhere you go, every single person wants to talk to you and, get their picture and all that. So it's kind of fascinating watching people like that have to deal with that. And they're both two of the nicest people I've ever known. So it's pretty impressive. I hope to be a real prick someday, if I ever achieve the fame and money and all that. I'll be a real bastard.
Not quite there yet, huh? Got to do a few more things.
No, I'm like 500 bucks short, probably.
So you've done so much. Like you don't really have a lane. Is there anything left on your list? You said like the next project's what you're going to be most excited about. But if you made a list as a kid of all the things that you wanted to do and achieve, what's left on it?
I think just more of what I've done, like just keep growing. And I mean, again, not to sound like corny or whatever, but I just like want to get better at what I'm doing, kind of reach my potential, uh, whatever that is, creatively. And um, that's kind of it really. But I would like to act more. That's one thing where I'm like, oh, I really would have liked to I wish I were doing more of it. I do some, but like not as much. I wish I were like busy doing it. Like it's more like I do things here and there, and but it would be I would like to really do more. That would be that would be something that I would really like. I'm working towards, and but I'm also kind of clueless about it. And so that kind of growing, I'm gonna it's kind of something obvious, but performing for, especially with Tenacious D, we did, arena tours, and so you're performing for like sold out, or we did tour Europe, like we're sold out every night. And I have to say, performing for a sold out arena is really fun. You know, it's more fun than performing for 100 people or whatever. 200 people, just really. Uh, I guess. Well, I would like to open for Metallica. I think that's a good idea. I've opened for a lot of bands, and I'm have some more tours coming up doing that. And so now I'm kind of like, I might as well just go open for Metallica. That would be good. Why not? I think I could do a better job than I'm not going to say who else they've been having, but not, I don't mean there, I mean whoever else, just anyone else. Um, uh, um, Well, definitely more stuff with Bill Murray and his Blood Brothers, and then there's a few things coming in the new year that I can't say yet because they haven't been announced. And there's always the chance that they get the last minute be like, "Never mind, Dave, you're out." But no, there's some tours coming up that I'll be a part of that are going to be really cool. So so yeah, I don't know. I think yeah, I just want to do more stuff, and then hopefully when I'm ready to stop doing stuff, hopefully I'll have enough money squirreled away to uh, just live in complete isolation, which is my end goal. Not really, but just kind of my fantasy some days.
Buy an island somewhere with no
Yeah,
cones.
live like somewhere, I don't know, France. I don't know.
But you've been in movies, you've been in TV. Do you have anything coming up that you're going to be in?
I'm shooting a few things coming up. I don't think there's anything like in the can, as they say, like that's not out, that's coming out soon. Uh, but I'm doing a couple movies like coming up. So, but probably by the time we shoot them and they come out, I'll be 78 years old. No. Um, but yeah, I've got to work doing a few things coming up. And hopefully more, hopefully more stuff will. I've had a few auditions where I thought, oh, I'm gonna get this one. I can feel it, and then no, no, it's not happening.
Can you share one that you almost got or felt like you almost got that you didn't get that would have been
Mm,
epic?
I don't think like anything where it's like, oh, I was gonna be Joey from Friends or anything like that. Um, I, but no, I'd probably not. There is a series coming out that I think is probably gonna be pretty big that I was pretty close on, and I was like, although I will tell you, I did have a good audition for what was it called? Pistol. Do you know? It's like the Steve Jones story. I during COVID, during like kind of a lockdown or whatever, I auditioned for Danny Boyle
Okay.
here, like over Zoom for him, like directly with him, and I was like, oh, I wanted it so badly. And I had to like learn. I had to pretend to have an English accent. I guess that's acting, is what I'm trying to say. Um, and I really wanted it so badly, and I didn't get it. Um, so that's one I guess I could share. I don't think Danny Boyle's gonna get mad, come after me or anything. I'm sure whoever they got was great.
Biopic type thing going on? Like what
Yeah,
would you
yeah, it wasn't really
what
a
do you
comedy.
what are some of the like where do you want to be? Like what sort of movie like what would you envision yourself in? Like you want to be in a rom-com, like a lead in a rom-com, you want to
And
do a
literally
superhero
anything.
movie, like anything or is there anything you're
Literally anything.
literally anything?
No, I mean, the fantasy would be just to do all like, oh, amazing series and movie, do whatever Wes Anderson movies or whatever good movies are out
Yeah.
there. I mean, most of the movies that I love are the directors are dead already. No, you know what I would really like to be in if I can be. I really love this director Aki Kaurismäki from Finland. I'm saying his name wrong probably, but I would love to be in one of his movies. But I don't speak Finnish, which is a problem. Um, Maybe a Jim Jarmusch movie. Something that would give me some real street cred out there. But I'm definitely uh I I'm at the stage of my career, which is not like a late. It just I feel like I'm happy to really do anything. I'm just happy to leave the house. I do have standards. I should be clear. I do have standards. Like I don't, probably out of laziness, but I don't audition for gambling commercials. I've been asked to, and I always say no. But I think it's partially has to do with me just not wanting to set up a camera. So
uh, what's a product you would do a commercial for that you would endorse?
hot dogs. No, anything but gambling. Well, I'll tell you, I I don't, and I still this seemed real, but I don't. A part of me thinks it might have been an elaborate joke of some sort. But I was approached about playing a guitar solo for the Trump election, the 2024 whatever campaign. Some producer was like, "Hey, would you play a solo on this song that we're using for this ad?" And I was telling, I was just like, "Do you, why would you write? Anyone who knows anything about me would know there's no amount of money that I would ever do that." And then whoever the guy, I can't remember his name, was like, he's like, "Oh, I'm doing it anonymously or whatever." Whatever he was taking, can he use like a fake name or whatever? But I would never do it. Even uh, I wouldn't even do it anonymously. So I do have, you know, standards or whatever.
That's good. Good to hear.
Yeah, why not? Sorry, telling my girlfriend um, that I'm talking to you. Okay, sorry.
You have a dog, don't you, Dave?
I do. She's downstairs.
Tell me about your dog.
She's a boxer pit bull, and it's probably a hellhound and other stuff. Her name's Lucy.
Yeah.
Uh, she's a sweetie. She's 10 years old, and so we're out here in Ohio, and I take her down to Lake Erie. We were in the lake this morning. She was, I wasn't, but she loves it.
Oh, that's great.
Good times.
Love dogs. I'm a huge dog person, so that's great. Glad you brought your dog with you to Ohio. That's awesome.
Yeah, always.
Well, man, thank you so much for taking the time to talk to me. I really appreciate it. I'm looking forward to your show on Saturday.
Thank you. This is Dave from before, Dave Hill from Show Business, and my ETA is really just world domination. Going around kicking cones and kicking ass.
Love.
I'm mostly touring. That's what I have coming up. I'm gonna be all over the States and Australia and Europe and hopefully some other. What I really want. I'm supposed to do shows in India, and I'm really hoping it happens. It keeps like kind of falling apart, but that's really, if I do that, then I will have made it.
Hey, this is Scott Paris. I want to do a quick shout out for Every.Thing.After podcast.
And my ETA.
My ETA is.
And my ETA.
And our Everything After is.
Our Everything After.
And my ETA is.
Oh, hey, how's it going? I know you've been going through some stuff. I think we all have. And it's not all bad. But maybe there's enough of that you feel like putting something good back out in the world. Maybe you pick up a guitar or a camera. Maybe you decide to do a podcast or finally write that book. Maybe it's all of those things. It's not the things that happen to us that define us so much as everything after. And that's what we talk about on the Everything After podcast, where we have conversations with musicians and artists and filmmakers and writers, just creatives who are striving to keep their sanity by doing the things that they love and following their passions. If that sounds like you, we hope you'll join our Everything After community on Instagram. And like, listen, and subscribe to our podcasts that release weekly on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. Thanks for listening. Until the next thing.